Hi, it's Miles with Songbird, the Michelle Bird song, Eve Evangeline Einstein in New York City. You're looking at Sing Bird song. This is a addition to Happy Father's Day video that I made, which was a report on Judgment Day for Sing Bird song. So Sing was a Tibetan Buddhist monk. Okay, here. BU Dad History. Ma ordered enter Kin, King Sing. Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ, was a Buddha. Light so bright, he was known as the Enlightened One. When you playing guitar with Luscious Jackson Group, you are so happy to tell me, I'm talking to Sing now, you had played at the Tibetan Freedom Festival in Amsterdam. It sounded so cool to me. I was so proud and happy with you. Amsterdam decoded. Ma am mild red songbird, saint, true energy, her, divine, am, turn around am to M-A, ma. Okay, so there's my identity in the word Amsterdam. My daughter's, Robin Birdsong's groom was ordered. She was Queen Victoria. Her groom was Albert, Prince Consort, now Earl Percy. Private, her I, enter, conscious energy, North Carolina, N for North, C for Carolina. Babaji, Jesus Christ, cut the meeting in North Carolina short because the satsangis in charge, Fountain Jones, Karen Jones, Daffy Nathanson, Susan Nathanson, Norma Nathanson, Linda Zitelli, Nancy Gross, Fowl, Manure Smith, snubbed his love because she had been homeless. We talk about Mild Red Songbird here, Eve. And because she had bit into an apple and broke the bridge in her mouth and lost many teeth. An angel, a people pleaser. Okay. Then, while homeless, standing with her belongings near Madison Square Garden, someone shoved her hard from behind, and she fell flat on her face, injuring her nose. Bloodied and shaken, she found some New York City cops who looked alarmed at her appearance. They got her to Bellevue Hospital emergency room, where she got sympathy and medical attention. She had plucked the hairs between her eyes as a child and the bridge of her nose because no one else she saw had hairs between the eyes. Song. Josh Groban. She was groping, coping, like a bridge over troubled waters, eyes crying after having fallen from being pushed down. Paul Simon was Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ. Paul Simon wrote the song Bridge Over Troubled Waters. Govinda Singh G was Paul Simon, Jesus Christ, the Buddha, St. Nicholas, Santa Claus, St. Valentine. St. Paul the Apostle, is a singer and evangelist, Dr. Mike Murdock. Simon Peter, St. Peter, is Miles Redd's cousin this life, retired Lieutenant General John Hopper, fighter pilot in Desert Storm. And in Vietnam, Desert Storm reminds me of Jesus Christ in the desert, having a storm as he battles Satan or Lucifer or whatever negative power his name was then. And in Vietnam, he was a fighter pilot and General Douglas MacArthur during World War II. And the father of St. Peter we're talking about, John Hopper, the father of Muhammad, Dr. Jordan Peterson's Muhammad. He was Dr. Carl Jung, husband of the Michelle Birdsong, Dostoevsky, Nietzsche, St. Peter's sister. The Michelle Birdsong was St. Peter's daughter, the sister of Reverend Jesse Peterson, son of St. Peter, host of his own show on Newsmax TV and host of a call-in radio program. So Lee Michelle Birdsong in North Carolina to see her headphone lover for over a year. And so she was Corinna Singh and Michelle Birdsong were headphone lovers for over a year. And she went to North Carolina to get a kiss and a hug to prove their love was real. And to get some touch, hugs from her friends and fellow disciples of 45 years, the Satsangi leaders received not even, and that's what she wanted from them, and she received not even eye contact, not touch, not a conversation, certainly no understanding, no sympathy, no love. But when Babaji appeared, she forgot about the betrayal of her friends who were obviously not her friends and paid attention to him. She became exhilarated. Their love was real. She could feel his heat, he attending to her. She laughed at his barbs to the questions, swooned at his beauty. He pulled the double set of eyes to him physically, really. No one there had ever seen anything like it. It was a supernatural occurrence, magic. Then he ended the meeting. He told her later that he knew she was exhausted from the bus ride, 12-hour bus ride, though she wasn't paying attention to being worn out. He couldn't bear to see her suffer. Before he left, he gave her a personal treat. He stood and posed like she had posed in a photograph with hands folded together once. She stood paying total attention to him as he stood there for a few minutes. She was overjoyed at his extra gift to them. It was much later that she realized the whole thing, his flying all the way from India, was to see her, his wife in training, his wife for eternity. Nancy Gross complained about the fact that Babaji ended the meeting after such a short time, not even giving her darshan, bliss through the eyes. She whined. After the cold and callous way she treated his love, the Michelle, having no idea Babaji felt everything his love felt. That's what happens in love. You become the other person. You lose your identity. Babaji didn't give the group bliss from his eyes. He merged his eyes in plain sight for all to see with the Michelle, and they made a baby, Aria Elizabeth Michelle, immaculately conceived. Obviously, those Sasangis who were so cold to the Michelle don't have a clue as to Babaji's power. He said in the first century when he was Jesus Christ, "What you do to the least among you, such as the homeless, you do to me." Babaji also joined himself in holy matrimony to the Michelle in North Carolina, home of the 101st Screaming Eagles, at Fort Bragg. The Michelle was completely happy and satisfied, having seen her beloved. But when she returned to New York, her friend Mary Panama, not her real name, who had been following along with the romance of Jesus Christ and her friend, the Michelle. She had also been homeless. Mary Panama had. They had been homeless pals together. Mary Panama said, "Did you get your hug and kiss?" "What? Oh, no. But I got to see him and to hear his voice on a big screen." "What? No hug and kiss?" "You got nothing," said Mary Panama. Michelle said, "I got to see him. Didn't you hear me? I was in the same room with him, breathing the same air as him." Mary Panama has drifted out of the Michelle's life mostly now, that she believes the Michelle Birdsong is just another ordinary poor person song. "I just called to say I love you." Babaji came to North Carolina to say he loved me. I know that now. Stevie Wonder sings that song, Judas, having made a baby with the Michelle Birdsong years ago when he was wanting to have sex with her, and she was wondering for a few seconds what it would be like to have sex with blind Stevie Wonder. She dismissed the possibility, realizing she wanted a man whose eyes worked, a man who could see her, feel her, and love her. On the knees, tickling the clit. You gotta be able to see what you're doing to get her to have an orgasm like this. "Speed is a natural attribute of the soul," said Charan Singh, Jesus Christ, 20th century. Within those less than a minute uniting of identities. Sex with her, sex with him. A soul, Robin Birdsong said, "I want a rock star dad and a saint mother who helped him become a rock star for parents. I'll take this embodiment. Love question, a question of love. Song, I Want to Know What Love Is by Foreigner." Neither Steve nor the Michelle knew two thoughts of the same polarity could produce a baby. The Michelle was given a clue when her daughter said, "I look more like Stevie Wonder in this picture than his daughter does." It was a picture of Robin, Steve, and Steve's daughter at the funeral of Robin's so-called father. "Well, I never slept with Stevie Wonder," I told her. She didn't say, "I never thought about it." I didn't say I never thought about it. I'd actually forgotten for a few seconds that I thought about it. Jesus said in the King James Version of the Bible, Matthew 5:28, Robin Birdsong was King James. Dr. Oz was St. Matthew. But I say to you that everyone looking upon a woman in order to lust after her already has committed adultery with her in his heart. I wasn't wanting sex with Steve. I was feeling my husband's feelings. Edwin Birdsong, who Baba G and a homosexual named Charles from Nashville, Tennessee, told me Edwin was having sex with Steve, and as an empath, I feel the feelings of those around me as my own. Yeah, I couldn't believe he was having sex with Stevie Wonder. I just couldn't believe Stevie would do that, and I couldn't believe Edwin would do that. Satan wins because nobody believes he exists. Now I'm learning to know the difference between my feelings and other people's feelings who come into me. But 40 years ago, I thought all feelings that came to me came from me, not from others entering my energy. Excuse me. Now I realize my mother did not commit adultery with Dr. Reverend Wilbur Daniels to conceive me. She was the most beautiful woman in town. He lusted after her. She picked up on his feelings, thought of having sex with him, and voila, I wanted a religious father, DNA, in me, and a beautiful mother's DNA in me. So I took the birth and held on even when she tried to abort me. She only wanted one child. She too had been an only child. So Baba G lusted after me. I never consciously entertained the thought of having sex with God, with Baba G, nor with the sun, God in the sky. Yet I am pregnant with twins by them because they lusted after Venus and the goddess of sexual pleasure, Marilyn Monroe, in me. Wow. So new. Such new information. Babaji did the right thing and married me. He said I'm his number one wife. I come first in his life. And the son wants Adam to get his girl back, Eve, to marry her and be the father to the son's son, Giancarlo Arturo, as the son must light the world for billions of people. He can't quit his job. He can't retire. But he can continue to watch Eve at all times and his son, Giancarlo Arturo, when he comes into the world out of Eve's den, Eden. Okay, is the mystery of Eden getting solved in your mind yet? It's a womb. It's a room inside the woman's body. Babaji tells me my sister Helen actually slept with Sergeant Sims, our mama's live-in boyfriend, because her boyfriend was dark and she wanted a light-skinned kid. Daughter, Ark. Her rock kin. Her crock kin. Her crock pot kin. Song Beauty and the Beast, Angela Lansbury. Her rock kin, star, Stevie Wonder. Son, Daddy. Her clock, star kin. Okay, Daddy, the sun, S-U-N, is a clock. He wakes us up in the daytime and tells us it's night when he goes to the other side of the world. And he's a star, and his kin, he's the father of Eve, the Michelle Birdsong, Marilyn Monroe, Venus, which is all of them. So I married my darker-skinned husband because I didn't want a really light-skinned black girl like me to have to experience the jealousy of black girls in North Carolina, as I had to experience. In North Carolina, most of the people were Jews. There was one Italian, one Lebanese, married to a drummer for a rock star, Lou Reed. That was Manera. So most of the people who snubbed me were Jews. They weren't jealous. They thought they were better than me. The two blacks, Fountain and Karen Jones, thought they were better than me too. The mother, his mother in a past life, Corinda's was his brother, who had turned them, this mother, me, turned them onto Jesus Christ. 20th and 21st century whereabouts. Turn, U-R-N, enter divine. Okay. Jesus said, he was Jewish, yeah. Said, he was a rabbi, said, you worship, you know not who you worship. Those Sassangi Jews had no clues. They were worshiping Jesus Christ in darker skin, because Jews are Antichrist, in darker skin, and a turban covering his hair. Turban, true you, her, Baba G, angel, enter. Yes. They, Satsangis, were a cover. Jesus Christ's disciples were a cover for Jesus, taking care of, advising, loving, eye-kissing, eye-blessing, singing, speaking to his wife. Stevie Wonder, pleasure, sexual pleasure, is fake energy. The path is leading Eve back to Eden, the fire in the sky, or eternity with him, Jesus Christ. C-R-N, he, the doctor. Doctor, Jew order, C, true order, her, heaven emerging room within the month of June. Now, I don't know, that's groom, G-R-O-O-M, heaven emerging groom within the month of June. Okay, I'll have to wait to see exactly what that means, because when I start to speculate and add my imaginings, it doesn't turn out to be true, and I wind up saying, well, I was wrong that time. The truth is, this as scientists say, they know nothing. The truth is, never underestimate the ignorance of the people. That's what somebody said once. And so anyway, we're finding out the truth because, we have a choice. Eternity's existing, and what do we want to be? Do we want to be human? Do we want to be animals? What do we want to be for eternity? This is our question. The question of love. Who are we going to love? Right? Okay. Are we going to love Jesus Christ? Are we going to love the Antichrist? Who are we going to love? Okay, it's Mal Red Songbird in New York City. I'll talk to you again soon.